Welcome to True Romance Scam VI, featuring Ava's personal account of her experience with online romance fraud, as told in the ebook Catfished in the Virgin Islands, a true online romance scam. In this video, Ava shares the exact moment she realized she was possibly being scammed, and what happened when she reached out to the US Army in desperation, as part of her personal investigation, after realizing that the soldier she had been corresponding with for 4 months might not be who he claimed to be. If you are currently corresponding with a US soldier you met online, or know of someone who is, she will share some important information you should be aware of. Take a listen.
After 4 months of daily connection, which spanned from October 2021 to March 2022, I genuinely believed I had found something special. A deep emotional bond with someone who seemed to truly care. His name was Richard Shepard, a U.S. Army soldier deployed in Djibouti, who I met on Facebook. He was warm and charming. I looked forward to speaking with him each day. Slowly, I let my guard down. But then came the moment that changed everything. It began with a message. "Baby, I want to talk to you about something," he wrote on February 28, 2022. "Sure, what would you like to talk about?" I asked. He told me he had spoken with his commanding officer about moving his military leave forward, from August to March, so he could return home to the U.S. to resolve urgent issues: his blocked bank account and the lapse in his son's medical insurance. He said it is possible, but I will need to pay to get it done, he continued. When I pressed him for details, he explained that the process was not exactly official. He said it would cost at least $3,000 to make it happen. It's not exactly a legal method, he admitted. But it is legit, he tried to assure me. I remember the weight of those words sinking in. This was only 3 weeks after I had already sent him 2 separate amounts of money, $650 and $220, to cover urgent treatment for his son's rare medical condition. At the time, I did not hesitate. I was emotionally entangled. His son, Calvin, was having complications with his special medical situation, and I felt a deep sense of empathy and care. But now? Now he was asking for thousands of dollars to bribe someone in the military? My intuition, that quiet but persistent inner voice, finally became impossible to ignore. Something didn't feel right. And this time, I decided to trust that feeling. At first, I tried to make sense of it. I asked questions. I probed gently. "Why is that?" I asked, when he told me the $3,000 had to be paid up front. "They want their money at hand before it is processed," he said. "It's not legal. But it's how it works." That answer did not sit well with me. I did not have any knowledge of the U.S. military and its operations, but requiring cash payments? Especially unofficial ones to approve a leave request? I felt myself emotionally spiraling. I had grown attached to this man, or at least the version he presented to me. We had exchanged hundreds of messages. I had comforted him when he said he felt helpless about his son's illness. I had offered empathy and support when he said it hurts him so much that he cannot do anything to help from the distance. But now, deep down, I knew something was off. I started digging. I already knew the last name from his military uniform, but when I Googled the full name he gave me, Richard Shepard, nothing came up. Not even a trace. I proceeded to run a reverse image search on the photos he had sent me, using the facial recognition image search site, pimeyes.com. That's when the truth began to unravel. His photos were everywhere. Not just 1 or 2, but dozens. All tied to different profiles, and all bearing different names and ages, none of which appeared to be his correct identity. Many were clearly professional shots, fitness modeling photos, posed and perfect, and a few matched the ones he had sent me. But not a single one linked back to the identity I thought I knew. I clicked through every site, every page. I was desperate to find something, anything, that could validate who he said he was. But there was nothing. Just fake profiles. I remember sitting in silence for a long time. My emotions were tangled. Anger, Shame, heartbreak, betrayal. Still, I wanted definitive proof. In an act of sheer desperation, I reached out to the U.S. military via email. I needed someone, anyone, to confirm what I already feared was true. On March 12, 2022 at 1:51 p.m., I wrote to the U.S. Army, using the contact form on the official U.S. Army website army.mil.
The email read, "Good day U.S. Army. My name is Ava, I am located in the Virgin Islands. I am contacting you today because I am seeking closure for a situation I am in that involves an U.S. Army soldier. I developed an online friendship with a man who claims to be the attached military officer, see photos attached, but I now have reason to believe I have been deceived. I know there are limits to information I can be given about military personnel, however, any assistance you can give to bring truth to my situation will be greatly appreciated. Is it possible that you can tell me the name of the soldier in these photos, and whether he is currently deployed outside of the United States? Any assistance you can give is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Ava."
I knew reaching out to the U.S. Army was a long shot, and I was not even sure I would get a response, but at that point, I was willing to do whatever it took to uncover the truth. While I waited, I kept digging, looking through every website where his photos appeared, searching for anything that might reveal his real identity. Then on 19th of March 2022, I finally had a breakthrough. In one of his professional photos, I noticed a logo in the background, a photographer's watermark I had not caught before. That small detail led me to the photographer's Instagram page. There, in a comment by the photographer, was the clue I was so desperately searching for, his actual first name. I immediately searched the full name on Google, and in seconds my worst fear was confirmed. The man I had trusted, cared for, and emotionally invested in, didn't exist. Someone had been using this soldier's images to deceive me. I was completely shattered. 1 year and 4 months later, on July 6, 2023, I received a reply from the U.S. Army, which will now be shared with you.
If you are watching this video and are currently speaking with someone online who claims to be in the U.S. military, please keep listening, as the following email correspondence you are about to hear came directly from the U.S. military and may bring clarity to your situation.
Greetings. The information here may help clarify some of the tricks social media scammers try to use to take advantage of people. army.mil/social-media/safety/pound-scams.
The email further stated the following.
Soldiers and their loved ones are not charged money so that the soldier can go on leave. Soldiers are not charged money for secure communications or leave. Soldiers do not need permission to get married. Soldiers do not have to pay for early retirement. Soldiers have medical insurance, which pays for their medical costs when treated at civilian healthcare facilities worldwide. Family and friends do not need to pay their medical expenses. Military aircraft are not used to transport privately owned vehicles. Army financial offices are not used to help soldiers buy or sell items of any kind. Soldiers deployed to combat zones do not need to solicit money from the public to feed or house their troops. Deployed soldiers do not find large unclaimed sums of money and need your help to get that money out of the country. Official U.S. Army emails are from @army.mil or @mail.mil. Anyone who tells you one of the above-listed conditions or circumstances is true is likely posing as a soldier and trying to steal money from you. We would urge you to immediately cease all contact with this individual. For more information on avoiding online scams and to report this crime, please see the following sites. FBI Internet Crime Complaint Center. www.ic3.gov. More information is provided on the U.S. Army's social media, safety and security guidance page. www.army.mil/social-media/safety. The U.S. has established numerous task force organizations to deal with this and other growing issues. Unfortunately, the people committing these scams are using untraceable email addresses on Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, etc., routing accounts through numerous locations around the world, and using pay-per-hour internet cyber cafes, which oftentimes maintain no accountability of use. The ability of law enforcement to identify these perpetrators is very limited, so individuals must stay on alert and be personally responsible to protect themselves. Sincerely, www.army.mil Web Support Team, Contractor Digital Media Division, Office of the Chief of Public Affairs.
Although I had already found all the answers I sought, and had already gone through an in-depth education process about online romance fraud, I was appreciative to have received a response from the U.S. Army. Looking back, I can see how carefully crafted the manipulation was. He used the image of a devoted soldier, a loving and caring father in distress. He used guilt, emotional manipulation, a child's health issues to pull at my heartstrings. When I grew distant, he noticed immediately. "It doesn't seem like you're in the mood to talk to me," he messaged later that night. Even in his supposed vulnerability, he managed to make me feel guilty, like I was abandoning him during a crisis. But I did not send the money. Instead, I chose to protect myself. I chose to listen to my instincts. And I am so glad I did. The experience left me emotionally broken for a while, but also stronger. It reminded me that not every person who claims to care for you is sincere. And that love built on lies is not love at all. In the end, the most powerful thing I did was not unmasking him, it was reclaiming trust in myself.
If you have not read Ava's story, get a copy on Amazon today by clicking on the link in the description. It is available for Kindle and Kindle app. Read it free, with Kindle Unlimited membership. Do you think Ava went too far by reaching out to the US military? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear your views.
Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day, and remember, things are not always as they seem, at surface level. So in the words of former US President Ronald Reagan, trust, but verify. Stay safe, and stay informed.
If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more.